My name is Gloria Eshrati, the author of the book, You and Your Food. A couple of years ago, I written this book because so many people, including my own friend from different nationalities and whatnot, they really forced me to do that because they wanted to be more healthy, and they really had it with having animal protein and whatnot. So I said, okay. So it took me a year and a half to put everything together and create this book. And I do hope if you are interested, you also take advantage of this cookbook too. For those of you who have seen me before in my videos, I usually do food demo at Video Sonoma on a monthly basis, but this time I decided it is cozier to be at one's home kitchen and have more of an intimate conversation with you. Recently I came across a good friend who suggested that I should really go over the ABC of cooking, so to speak. And I like that. So we take it for granted that many people already have that experience, but it's not always true. So I thought, okay, what is the first ingredients that we usually do if we want to cook stew? Onion. When you go to a grocery store, there are varieties of onion. Which one is for what? So I have collected quite a few of different onions, and I'm going quickly to give you tips what they are for, and then we go to the next step. This white onion actually tastes very sweet, and usually it's been eaten raw. Yes, raw. And there are so many allergies going on, and some people don't even eat onion because it does something to them that they don't like. So the best way of eating it is that every layer, as you know, there is a very thin membrane. So if you take that out, it won't hurt you in terms of allergy as much as with it would. I have experienced that. I had the allergy before, not really having any allergy anymore. And those people who also tried that, they were saying the same thing to me. So I hope you take that and try it and see if it works for you. By all means, I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to say, don't take your allergy medicine or whatever. All I'm doing through series of these videos, giving you what I've been taught through generations. And it works for me, it worked for them, and the wisdom of the old, most of the time, works better than any other new one. So, going back to variety of onions, this is a yellow onion. This is the one that you choose to use for cooking. Obviously, you take the harsher layers out and cut the top and bottom and mince it. Fry it and then use it for whatever recipe that we need to use. Then we get to this one. This looks like yellow onion, but it's not. This is also very sweet, and it tastes really special. And although these two present sweetness, but this one has a special taste. And unless you try it, you won't be able to tell the difference. And then we come to shallots. Shallots also can be used for sautéing or cooking, and it's very tasty. I did not get the red onion, unfortunately, because I was running around and I picked up these and I forgot the red one. But you know what the red onion looks like. That is usually used for salad, not for cooking. And these little pearl onions that you see in the grocery store, it really is ideal for making a pickle, or you can make it with salt and water and hint of vinegar and use it as an appetizer. So we covered this. The next step is the salt that you're going to use, right? And I have here sample of all kinds of salt. They're all Himalayan salt and Japanese salt, of course. But for cooking, I found the pink Himalayan salt is the best. The others have different variety of flavors, which is ideal for particular dishes that you are going to make. It enhances those, but not for every day. So your everyday use would be the pink Himalayan salt. For the dish that I'm going to make today for you, because it's summer and there's plenty of eggplants all over the market, I'm going to make eggplant stew for you. And the spices that I'm using is here. Turmeric. Turmeric is really wonderful, as you know, antioxidant, so I'm not going to go through the detail. You can Google and it tells you a whole world of the definition and properties. And then cinnamon powder. I have learned that white pepper is really healthier than black pepper. So I'm using the white pepper, especially for those people who have liver problem. This is ideal. And then, of course, I'm using tomato paste for the stew and sauté onion. You can sauté the onion yourself at home, or if you go to grocery store, especially Middle Eastern or Persian grocery store, they have it ready to make for you to go, and it's perfect. So you can save time that way. Now, we get to the eggplant itself. We have two different kinds of eggplant. And as you know, we have female and we have male eggplants. How do you tell them apart? You look at the bottom here. The female part has sort of like a line, a dash line right there. And what you want to choose is really the male. And the male has a circle at this part of the eggplant. So it's easy to tell. The male eggplant has less seeds and it's sweeter than female eggplant. Now, like anything else, also there is a use for different kind of eggplants. And this is the Chinese eggplants. In a more skinny way and darker skin like this is also Persian eggplants. And of course, this variety of eggplants also calls for different dishes. Usually this kind of eggplant is ideal for stuffing, making dolmen. So you use that. for stew, these are more suitable. So, of course, you take this rough part off with the knife. I'm going to reach for a knife and I show you. You make a little circle towards the edge of the eggplant. And then you take it off, just like that. Very easy, it comes off. There you go. So on the top, it's sort of like a woody, hard. You don't want to take the entire thing off because it actually helps the whole eggplant stay together. When it's cooked, they don't really fall apart. So you keep that. And then, of course, with the peeler, you just peel, and then after that, you wash it. Oops. And add salt, and leave it for about 10 minutes or so. After a while, the eggplant sweats, and sort of brownish color liquid comes out of it. So that really takes the bitterness out of the eggplant, and you rinse it, dry it, and then you fry the eggplant. And the rest is very easy. So I'm going to show you what I put first in terms of spice, and you can do it at home easily and enjoy it with your loved ones. I have sauteed the yellow onion and it's ready. So once it's ready, then you add the spices, not before. And I'm cooking for between 4 to 5 people portion. So 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder is enough for this. On a medium heat, you add the turmeric, mix it, and in about a minute or less, then you add the cinnamon powder. Cinnamon powder, usually I don't put as much as I'm showing now, but for eggplant stew it's perfectly fine because you want to have lots of flavor. So as you can see, it's almost half of the teaspoon. So you add that one to the mix, and a little bit of a pepper, now we mix and let it really develop the flavor. It would be about another minute or so. And then I have chosen the medium-sized baby portobello mushroom, and I minced them. And I set it aside to use it today. So I'm going to add that. This is one of those square boxes, like half a pound. This much is fine. And we literally mix everything together. If you were here, you would see and smell this aromatic mix. It has filled the kitchen with it. Makes you feel hungry. Now, after you saute the mushroom, which doesn't take really long because it's really light, and basically lots of water is in the mushroom as well, so very quickly it cooks. So at this point, you can add a tablespoon of, actually 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, and then try to really dissolve it within the mixture. If you need to add a little bit of oil, you can add that, but I usually put the oil, enough oil at the beginning that I don't constantly add oil to it. It prevents you from overly using unnecessary oil as well. I'm going to add a little bit of water to the mix to dissolve the tomato paste better. So basically that is the base of your stew. Ahead of time, I have fried the eggplants. To be ready for use, and I'm going to lay them down. Let me turn down the heat a little bit. At this point, you want to have it on lower heat. So, purposely, I'm putting it like a circle, that when you want to serve, this helps you to have everything intact. And you want 2 eggplants for each person, as a rule of thumb. That way, if someone is enjoying the eggplant immensely and wants another piece, you have enough for everybody. I'm having few guests tonight, so I am making quite a bit. And the beauty of the stew is if it stays overnight, for the next day or 2 is perfectly fine, and it actually absorbs all the flavor even better. I'm going to cover the pot with the lid and let it cook for another 20 minutes or so, and then I tell you what else I add to it for more flavor. So once you are done with preparing the stew and leaving it to cook a little bit longer, you actually boil the water, cook the rice to the point that is semi-soft, drain it, and then in the pot you add cooking oil and liquid saffron, and then return the rice in the pot and then leave it on a medium heat for 25 minutes if you want to have a crispy rice at the bottom. So after you leave it for a while, you will see steam is coming out of it. You know, it looks like this. All right, so we leave it there, but do not put it on too high of a heat, otherwise your crust will burn. So now I'm going to saute a little bit of sliced tomatoes for garnishing. Okay, here is the eggplant stew with the tomato, sauté tomato, garnished, ready to go, and plain rice with saffron. So typically you put a little bit of that over your rice and eat it together. Enjoy. Bon appetit.